What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another installment of BrickWall Reviews. I'm Dave, and right now I'm continuing my 20 for 20 review series, which honestly I think this might be the last one. I don't know. We'll see if we can get one more out for the end of the year. We'll see. But the movie I'm gonna be talking about now is one of my favorite movies, honestly. And that's not even a joke. Like, this is honestly really one of my favorite movies. His movie is called Ocean's 12. Before I get into it, I want to remind you guys to hit that like button down below. Subscribe to the channel. You already subscribe. Follow us on social media on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch. I can't speak today. So getting into it. So like I've mentioned, and if you're new to the channel, so this year, with the little bit of time we have left in this year, I have been talking about a lot of movies that came out in 2004, 20th anniversary of a lot of movies that came out in 2004. I've been calling it my 20 and 24 series. I have talked about so many movies between the YouTube channel and the Instagram pages with movies I forgot really came out in 04. Like 2004 was really a stacked year. It was such a stacked year for cinema. It's insane how many movies came out. So many sequels, so many first installments, so many first attempts, all that good stuff. And the movie I'm talking about tonight is no exception to that, especially when it comes down to sequels. This is a really good movie. I love it. Like I've already mentioned, it's Ocean's 12. This is the ensemble movie. This is the first time I've really honestly knew that I was watching an ensemble movie too, because I've seen Ocean's 11 and I have Ocean's 11, 12, and 13 on DVD. Like, I love these movies. I used to watch them a lot. These were my introduction to heist movies, right? Especially with Ocean's 11. And I know Ocean's 11 is a remake of like an older movie, but this is the sequel to the remake, Ocean's 11 remake. These movies, like I said, stacked cast. You have George Clooney, Brad Pitt, Don Cheadle, Bernie Mac. Who else? I know I'm missing somebody. Matt Damon. Let me see. I'm gonna get y'all a full list. There's some people I know offhand, some people I got like Casey Affleck. You got Carl Reiner, Catherine Zeta-Jones, Scott Caan, Vincent Cassell, Eddie Jemison, Elliot Gould. Yeah, you got this stat cat. And I said Andy Garcia already because Andy Garcia is in this too. Stat cast. Honestly, like, these movies had such a stacked freaking cast. Like, all three of them, man. And of course, you had the late great Bernie Mac in these movies. This is a wonderful franchise, and this is my introduction to so many actors and so many different heist tropes. Like, this was like one of my the more serious movies that weren't cartoons or action movies. Like, this was like the Ocean series was my gateway into a different form of a different type of movie. You know what I mean? Like, this was where I started to watch things that were a little bit more a little bit more serious. Like, you got to pay attention, you got to listen, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that, that really challenged my attention span. I'm not even going to hold you. Like, these movies really challenged my attention span when I was younger and watching these, because I had to actually pay attention. I had to keep track of things that were going on. I had to keep track of sentences. I had to watch for certain plot twists and all that stuff. So Ocean's 12, like I said, this picks up not shortly, but it picks up how long? What is the time gap actually? Because that was one thing I did not keep track of. So this is this takes place after they robbed Tony Bennett. Yeah, after they robbed Terry Benedict, who played by Andy Garcia. They robbed him in the first film, robbed the casino, all that good stuff, right? So this takes place sometime after that, right? So Benedict is hunting them down, pretty much. Like, the long and short of it is, he's finding them. He's finding everybody who had to do with that heist, who he's dubbed as the Ocean's 11. And there's a fun, clever joke about that in the movie. Like, who named it? Who decided to name it that? Like, we all had a part of this. Why is it called the Ocean's 11? So anyway, so he's pretty much tracking them down. Like, yo, y'all got 2 weeks to pay me back what y'all owe. Y'all owe me $160 million plus $38 million in interest. Yeah, that's right. So y'all owe me over $200 million, right? No, y'all owe me $198 million, right? I know my math is terrible. Excuse me, terrible. But so yeah, so they hunting them down, finds them, and so they all have to get together to find a way to give them this money in 2 weeks. So first they do like a smaller heist and everything that's gonna give them a little bit of money. One of the people that they were working with kind of dropped out. I was like, nah, fuck this. I'm not even doing that. He can come find me. It is what it is. I already did my big heist moment. It's done, right? So along the way, in addition to what they gotta find, in addition to them having to be able to get this money and figure out a way how to do that by putting off another heist, it's also revealed that there was a lover that Brad Pitt was involved with during that time span where they weren't, after the Ocean's crew had parted ways after their first big heist. And Brad Pitt's character had fell in love with this girl, started dating her, but she was a cop, she's a detective. And she was actually assigned to the case that was after him at the time. Oh man, it's very interesting, and there's a nice little neat little plot twist with that. I mentioned Julia Roberts in the movie because Julia Roberts in this movie. So they end up being short by half of the amount. So they plan to go do a heist in Amsterdam, but like I said, they gotta go through all these hoops and hurdles. They get tipped. Somebody tips off the police that they're doing a heist. They just because at the end of the day, what's really happening is that Benedict doesn't really want them to complete the heist in a way. Like he wants to kind of sabotage them because he wants to see them behind bars. He wants that type of justice. He doesn't just want the money. He's out for revenge, for real. But you kind of see how that plays out as the rest of the movie goes on. There's another thief that's introduced that's supposed to be like I think they call him like Le Fox or something like that. He's like French. And like he's like on some of the same heists that the Ocean's crew is on. So they kind of have to figure out how to outsmart him. And you know what I'm saying, so they can get out of their sticky situation. It's actually really, I know I'm trying to fix my little headband on my head. I feel like it's crooked. But yeah, so it's really interesting. Like, so one of the things I really do enjoy about this movie really is the heist aspect. Like I said, it's just like, and I've seen 13 too. Matter of fact, I saw Ocean's 13 in the movies on my birthday, the day it came out, because it actually came out on my birthday that year. The year it came out. So that was just a fun fact aside. And that's really why I became like such a big, huge fan of these movies. But that's beside the point. So there are some really funny things, some really not funny, but there's some really great things about these movies. You have things from recurring jokes. I would say it's like a recurring joke where Brad Pitt, every time he's on screen, he's eating something. You have the chemistry between the cast is amazing, like amazing, outstanding, extraordinary. Like they all gel together so well. Like for them to be, especially with Bernie Mac, like the late great Bernie Mac, like he really does a really extraordinary job in this role. Don Cheadle, all right. So let me say something about Don Cheadle in these movies. I thought that he was just like a weird British actor. I did not at the time really know who Don Cheadle was, right? But when I found out Don Cheadle was actually American and that he was just doing that shitty accent, I was like, oh, well, I'm so glad that he was acting, because that was a horrible accent. He was always talking with the accent. And yeah, it was bad. It was bad. Like, but I mean, I guess I get it, but I like his role though. Don't get me wrong. I like like every actor in this movie or in this trilogy of movies did an extraordinary job. The heist scenes were always so much fun to watch. Seeing the roles that they all played within the heist. Like you had the mastermind, you had the guy who could make the connections, you had the guy that knew how to talk, you had the guy that knew how to sneak stuff by, you had the guy that knew how to be the contortionist and kind of hot. Like you had everybody played a role, and the way that they all bounced off each other was really, really cool, really, really interesting. like these movies, honestly, these are like my top tier of heist movies. Like I've seen The Italian Job, I've seen other heist movies. The Italian Job is really the only other one I remember by name right now, because I was like I said, I had to get into The Italian Job because how good the Ocean's movies were. Right? It was a weird exchange. But yeah, nah, these like in Ocean's 12 is honestly like the best follow-up for me, because I even like how when Benedict was hunting them down, how he kept showing up, and you get two pieces of information while he's doing his rounds, right? Like you get to see what each character's done with the money, and then you get to see how much of a threat Benedict really is, because he goes to these people personally. It's just like interrupts whatever they're doing, saying, yo, you owe me money and you gotta pay up. I don't care how you do it, but you owe me. And they all kind of know what's going on, right? So you get these really great character moments, and I really do enjoy it. Even when they see, I can't. So this movie has a very good well, I'm not even gonna say cameo because it's not really a cameo, but it has an appearance by Bruce Willis in this movie. And so it was an episode of American Dad when they were talking about Ocean's 12. And they kind of ragged on it a little bit, but it was like, because Julia Roberts is in the movie, plays Tess, who is the George Clooney's girlfriend, well, ex-wife, and they're now getting back together. So I guess like his current, they're getting back together in this movie. Like they're working on their relationship. And so Tess, played by Julia Roberts, is told that she looks like Julia Roberts, and is told that since she looks like Julia Roberts, she can impersonate Julia Roberts, talking and get close to Bruce Willis, so that they can pull off a portion of the heist. American Dad ragged on this because they were like, and shout out to American Dad, great show. They were like, yes, like they didn't even try at that point. Like Julia Roberts playing Julia Roberts, like, come on, they could have did something else with that. And I can kind of agree with that, but at the same time, I don't care. Like I still defend that portion because it was fun. It just made sense. I enjoyed it. I liked it a lot. Yeah, nah, it was definitely that was just one of the funny moments, and I really can't talk about too much of what happens because it kind of spoils a lot of the twist in the movie in case you haven't seen it. But there's some neat twist. There's some neat twists with the plot, with the heist and everything like that. I know I keep saying that because the twists in these heist movies are what I really do like, and it's one of the things that really drew me to the Ocean's movies in particular, because when they go through the whole big like reveal and everything like that, and they show you like, oh, you thought this was this, but this was really that. You thought this guy was doing this, but he was really doing that. You thought this person was doing that, but they were really doing that. I like that type of stuff. So, but all in all though, hey, I don't really got too much else to say about this movie except for to keep saying the same things over and over again. So at that point, so this movie, fun fact, this movie recently celebrated its 20th anniversary because it was released on December 8th, 2004. Let's see, on Rotten Tomatoes, this has a 55%, 6.5 out of 10 on IMDb. I disagree with those scores. I think back in 2004, or really back whenever I watched, because I don't think I watched this exactly in 2004, maybe like 2005 or 2006. But regardless, so I had the DVDs, like I said. So I have all three. I have the Ocean's trilogy. I love it, and I do defend the Ocean's 8 to a degree. To a degree. Let me see. I think my rating for nostalgic purposes, and as I was younger, I think I would have given this movie 5 stars. I'm not gonna hold you. I would give this movie 5 stars. Today, I can give it about like a 4.8 because there are couple of little issues here and there. But like, I can kind of see, especially being a more mature-minded film watcher, like, and having seen different movies and stuff like that, I can kind of see like, okay, well, that wasn't so strong. That wasn't the greatest. Like, okay, that could have been done a little differently. But honestly, I can still get a 4.8. And honestly, I want to say fuck that 4.8 and give it a 5. Honestly, I want to say it's still, because I still had so much fun watching it. And now, since I'm paying attention more than I was when I was young, like when I was trying to pay attention, now I'm just paying attention naturally because I'm hearing different things going on. I'm like, wow, okay, Okay, all right. I'm still rocking with a 4.8. I'm gonna rock it with a 4.8, but it is a very high 4.8. I do love this film. So clock's in at 2 hours and 5 minutes long, but it is a fun watch through and through. It does get a little clunky though. It does get a little clunky around the Bruce Willis part. I will admit, it does get a little clunky around there, just a little bit, and with the reveal of all the twists and turns, it kind of does seem like you could tell they're trying to up it a bit. But it's still fun. And the laser dance is one of my favorite scenes of this movie. Tialamant. What was the song? It was a French song that played during the laser dance portion, and the translation for the title of the song, because the song's French, it's tea with mint, I believe is the translation for the name of the song. But yeah, that's really all I have to say. So 4.8 out of 5 stars. I still thoroughly enjoy it. Where can you watch this movie now? It is now streaming on Pluto, so you can watch it for the frizzle. For the frizzle, dizzle. All right, don't mind me. But so that's all I have to say. Ocean's 12. Happy 20th anniversary to Ocean's 12. And sidebar, although I don't know if I will ever pull off a heist or be a part of a heist, but this movie sure doesn't entice me to want to do that. Like, it's just, I'll at least hang with these guys, at least know them. It's really cool. It'll be cool to know a Danny Ocean or something like that, I think it would be. But anyway, that's all I have for you guys. Thank you all for tuning in. Make sure you hit that like button down below, subscribe to the channel. Follow us over on Instagram as well, where we're going to try to knock out the rest of the 20 and 24. Can't make any promises, but I think we've done a pretty damn good job. Go see how many of these we've done. We've done a good job. But that's it. Until next time, if I don't see y'all anytime soon, then Happy New Year. But man, I'll be back before then. But that's it. Let me go on now. Y'all be easy, stay breezy. Peace.